Hello everyone. It's been a while since I did a video on the cacti because there wasn't much happening, but it's spring, they're coming outside, and so things are starting to happen. So I wanted to take a neat little look at the ones I have and talk about a couple that I also just got and I'm super excited about. So we can begin on this side. This one I already out of focus. This one I don't know the name of because I got this one in Old Town Albuquerque for like $1.50, literally. And it didn't have an ID with it, but it's a cute little thing. I potted it up in this pot with some gravel on top. This is a new one. This is Mammillaria columbiana, and it is in bloom. It's got flowers and it's got more buds emerging. And it's a really nice big one already. Here's Mammillaria elongata. This is elegans. And this one just finished blooming. You can even see some of the red tint from the flowers left over. Just finished. It's a really nice little spherical. Nice. So this one you can grab if you're not, and as long as you're careful, you can grab it and not get caught. We got Ceres Forbesii var monstrose. This one is an oddball. It's recovering. I think it actually still has a couple. So a few of these got mealy bugs over the winter in the window, and so spring is when I take them out and treat them and clean them off. And I should be using I'm actually planning on using a systemic soon to make sure they don't come back this next year. Then we got Mammillaria pringlei. Look at that one. That one's a really nice one. Just finished blooming as well. I don't see any new flowers, so they're all old flowers. Mammillaria salviana. This one also just finished blooming. A lot of these bloom while they're still in the window. Mammillaria spinaissima. Yet another just finished blooming. This one seems to bloom all winter once it comes inside and then comes outside and stops blooming. This one is another no ID cactus. This is one of my oldest cacti. It was a small little baby thing about this big. About as big as this one when I got it. And it's now like 7 inches tall. I don't know what it is though. I don't know how big it needs to get to it blooms either. Nodocactus ubelliamanus. This one's should start putting out buds soon. It's a nice. The spines are relatively flat against the cactus. Nice smooth bumps. Very nice shape and color. It's a purple species amongst this genus of mostly yellow flowered cacti. Here's Ferrocactus latispinus. This is the devil's tongue cactus. Getting some really good spines on these newly emerging clusters. See if I'm still in focus yet. There you go. Really nice new spines. This one seems to have both colors. I've seen some that are solid red spines, some that are solid yellow, white spines. This one's got like, it'll have like red main spines and then 2 white spines. They all seem to have 2 white spines on this one, so this one's best of both worlds. This one I lost the tag for, but I had one. If any of you, I think it's an Ecuadorian Andes species, but if any of you guys remember, please do let me know if anybody knows. I'm looking for the tag, but I just can't find it. It's got an interesting spine arrangement, unlike others, like little eyeballs with eyelashes. And then we got I'm sorry, I thought that was a bug, but Mammillaria elongata right here, Copper King. So it goes like very columnar, skinny, lots of offsets. This is one of my fastest growing. And it's got another baby starting right here. And oh, there's another one on the other side. A whole bunch of them. This one blooms with yellow flowers from time to time. Mammillaria, which one's this? Mystax, just finished blooming as well. And this one's actually one of my favorites. And then Mammillaria, this one is Matudii. Very columnar. This one suffered hail damage, which is what you see as those 2 rings across the middle of damaged spines a couple years ago. But it's got some fruits on it from the past flowering it just had. This one I really like as well. This one is an astrophytum, but I don't know which one. But it's got like an interesting white spots and large spines. We got some more down here on the second level. This is Cactus texensis. This is a native cactus to New Mexico and western Texas. This is also called the horse coupler, a very flat barrel cactus. Oop, and we got a mealybug trying to set up shop again in there. Let me get that. Got it. When you catch them early, you want to kill them. This one's a very nice one. Beautiful flowers when they get big. This is one of my 2 plants of Euphorbia medusae. This one's a younger plant that hasn't gotten very big yet and starting to grow more. You can see from the green color, light green color of these, and there's some more in the middle. There are new growths emerging from the caudex. This is Peniocereus viperanus. It's a very skinny columnar cactus. Good flowers when it grows, but it grows just like out of the base. They propagate super easily. Just slice a piece off and plant it. There's some Cattleya seedlings that I was experimenting with out here because I didn't need them in the greenhouse. This one I just got as well. This is Echeveria Derenbergii. I've been looking for this species for a while. It's a very nice miniature. It's in flower. Cute little yellow flowers. And looks like we're going to get a third spike as well. This is a peanut cactus. Camelobvia rose quartz. This one makes a great grafting parent if you have something to graft onto it. This one right here, I got this one on discount, and it had a little bit of, looks like, mechanical damage. But it has 2 growth points, if I can... I've shown this one before. It has 2 growth points. There's the other one over there. This is Mammillaria negepensis. It's my biggest mammillaria. It blooms with these white flowers. Let me come around. Then here's the other Peniocereus species I have. This is Peniocereus maculata. This one's weird and is super painful, like it keeps falling over no matter what I do. But this one forms these like skinny growths like the other one, and then it forms these wide triangular bases and then turns back to skinny. And this one I cut off to try to root a cutting, so that one is like cut back. This is my oldest succulent. Let me bring this one down actually, take a look at it. And it's in bloom. It's blooming for the first time this year. This is Euphorbia plurifolia. It's a caudex species, as you can see. I don't know why it keeps going out of focus so easily. And you can see they grow very slowly. This was all last year's growth, so good flush of growth, and these are all older flushes. I got this one at a local festival in California, like 11 years ago, and it's grown ever since. It takes a dormancy in the fall, emerges early spring, starts blooming, and then it will bloom on and off all summer with these little. They're not super visually distracting, like because they're just green. But my plant is a female, so it's got each plant can be one gender or the other. So this one's a female, and so if I found a male, I can make seeds with it. But it's got some more flowers on the way. They emerge from the base of the leaves in there. So I put that one back up. Then we've got Mammillaria. Oop, out of focus already. Mammillaria rhodantha right there. This one had a fake flower on it, which is what that glob is right there. I'm trying to figure out how to get the glue off without cutting the spines if I can avoid it. And then we got one of my cymbidiums right here. This is a pink cymbidium. Got it at Trader Joe's. We got Euphorbia mammillaris var variegata. This is the variegated Indian cob cactus. It's a big plant. Let me take the pot out so I can look at it from a distance from a side. Forms lots of branches. It looks like a miniature variegated saguaro kind of, with a lot of branches. And Aeonium kiwi right here with a whole bunch of air roots coming off over here. Succulents will do that from time to time. This is just a pot of assorted cuttings that I took, nothing special. A little calancho baby, a cutting of the maculata, and then a cutting of the euphorbia. A Haworthia that's not it. I don't know which one this is. If anybody knows, please do let me know. climbing aloe. This is my other bigger specimen plant of Euphorbia medusae. This one has got a lot of growth coming and growing as well. It's got a lot more heads to it, or growth points to it. And it has a random calancho growing out the side of it. I need to get that out of there at some point and pot it up separately. My Madagascar palm, which is just, I don't know if it'll show up, but just starting to develop some new leaves in there for spring. 2 Echeveria dominos. A Calancho panda plant right here. This is a little young panda plant. 2 cuttings of Echeveria agavoides and a seedling of Echeveria agavoides that I grew from this plant. My big aloe vera right there. And then if we come over here, because this is also, I'm just doing a yard tour. This was a rescue cymbidium that's starting to grow some new growth and recover. I got an elephant bush right here. Nice big elephant bush. Here's one of the spikes on my, this is a cross, a pelargonium cross that I made. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. There we go. And this one, the flowers start out like this, and then they fade to like this overall pink, and I really like it. A lot more buds on the way on this flower spike. That one just finished. Here's my semi-double red that's just finishing this spike. Got some seed pods I can look forward to as well. This one was fun to try and keep over winter. Here's another one. This is a Sib cross from the same pod, or same seed pod. Look at that. The flowers, they all stay this light pink this whole time on this one. And also it's got a couple seed pods on it. These are selfings. All the ones, the red ones are selfings as well. My Dendrobium nobile Spring Dream Kumiko is out because I don't have space for it in the greenhouse and I don't want to keep it inside the whole time. I got some more succulents over here because I've got them all. I've got them scattered around, including my Encyclia Renee Schmidt cross on Aspera, which is like I isolated it because I was suggested to me that it might have a rhizome problem, so just to be safe I isolated it, but it seems to be growing fine. 2 new growths on it. This is a peanut cactus that's, I don't know why it's so pale. Probably I think it's got too much light, even for a cactus, but I grafted a piece of Hypocampus, which is the moon cactus, the colored one that's usually grafted, and I sunburned it to death, and so it killed that, so the plant is branching off, which I'm excited about. I hope that the flower spike right there might just be a plantlet, but it looks like a flower spike. But this is my other Echeveria agavoides. This is one of my favorite Echeveria species. It's so easy. Just starting to growing again, and it'll grow some more of these little leaves as it does. What is that? There's the tag right there. Optunia subulata. Yeah, subulata. Some Horothias that I tried to rescue. This one doesn't look like it's going to make it, but this one definitely did. So I'm hoping I'd get that to grow again. This is Stenoceras duartanii. Ow! I just shifted the pot and stabbed myself. It's the joy of growing cacti. Mammillaria grahamii. This one has hooked spines on it, so if you get caught and you try and pull back to pull the spine off, you'll pull the spine off the plant and pull it further into your skin. So not fun. There's some panda plant leaves that I just kind of threw on there that are starting to pup or produce babies. And then this is Gracula rupestris. Lots of nice healthy branches on this one. It's a nice heavy little chunk. And then a jade plant up front. This is a cutting that I took of my bigger plant that is now grown quite a lot. It's actually due for a repot. Look how tiny that pot is. It can't stand up on its own. Let's go. So that's all the cacti and succulents mainly, but let's go walk around the yard and see what else we got going. We just had a windstorm blowing yesterday, so things are blowing around, and I'm trying to clean up as I go along. So we've got, this is a citronella geranium. It smells really good. There's my pineapple plant. No signs of flowering yet, but we'll see. It's huge. This one's a couple years old from the crown. There's the raspberry. Doesn't look like it's starting to grow yet, but but it did survive the winter. Raspberries and blackberries are popular out here. Here's the, looks worse for wear, but it always does every winter, and then it comes roaring back in spring and summer. This is an Optunia. This is a fruiting variety grown for the fruit, and you can see some remnants of older fruit from last year on it. These fruits are very large and purple and sweet, and I use them to make jelly. The flowers are gorgeous too. They open up orange and fade to red. It's a massive plant. There's a Cylindra Optunia right there. I don't know which one though, but this one has nice pink flowers, and then it forms these little yellow fruits. I need to trim these back. These are the mint that grows around the apple tree, which is starting to grow. But the mint's coming up. You might be able to see like green spots here and there. It's coming up, but the old stems are done, the flowering stems. This is some sort of agave, I think. That's the last year's flowering stem. I don't think it's gonna flower this year, because it usually flowers once every year or so with a big spike, but this one, all the growths are new, relatively new on it, so I don't think it's gonna flower. Got two different kinds of lavender that are emerging from winter. This is French lavender, and this is English lavender that's starting to emerge. And this is a Bartlett pear, which is also starting to grow. Got some dahlias planted around the peach tree here that haven't started yet, and thank God, because if they do, they're going to get killed by frost inevitably, because we still got frost for a while, occasionally. This is, come on, the white princess peach, emerging with flowers. These two should be open any day now. This is a blackberry bush, which is, I think, should be starting to grow soon. Yeah, it's already starting to grow, the nodes. And there's strawberries. I believe they're Ozark Beauty strawberries planted around it. This is my nice rose bush. One of my, well, I think the other ones actually did, because it didn't survive the winter. It was a bare root, but I don't see any aphids yet, because there's a lot of new growth, because it's emerging from winter. So aphids love the soft growth on roses. Because it looks like it's aphid free so far. This is, if you ever go to the grocery store and you see those little mini ones, this is actually one of those. I planted it and it grew, for the size of the plant, it actually grew pretty big. Flowers are about yay big. They're really large for such a small little plant. These are false red yuccas, or red yuccas or false yuccas. The flower spikes, these are the old seed pods. Come on, stop going out of focus. There. And there's several of them in the backyard and there's several in the front. The Concord grape that I also don't think survived because I potted it weird. The reddish pink bougainvillea, it's got some new flowers coming out, and it's got lots of leaves now, finally. I've been trying to get it to grow a lot of leaves, basically, for 2 years now. Inside the cold frame is a bunch of dormant stuff. There's some strawberries in there that I do not honestly think made it, because, again, I potted it weird. That was my first year growing strawberries. That's a Peruvian hardy winter cactus that survives the cold out here, no problem. Some more mint growing in there. It's starting to emerge. I covered everything in leaves from the ash tree. There's the stems of, that's lemon thyme, and then there's pineapple mint in there. Those pots are pots of red fountain grass, or purple fountain grass. Some of the daffodils are coming up. These will be in bloom fairly soon. And then that's a pot of one of the pot of hostas. There's a couple snapdragons dormant back there, and then there's a couple more hostas buried under the leaves. That's the cold frame, by the way. There's a string of pearls, just starting to get growing again with some new leads. That's a dormant, and it looks like the stake bent over, but the plant's fine. It looks like a dormant clematis vine. Some more daffodils. And so yeah, that's about it. Our yard, since we live in a desert, there's not a whole lot going on in the yard normally, but I brought a bunch of stuff and planted a bunch of stuff, and we got like a nice little fruit orchard back here basically. So yeah, that's quite a long video, but that was a backyard tour. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and Please do share with me your cacti, like what you grow and how you grow them, because I'd love to know. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.